100,000 soldiers, 4,000 ships, stopped by nothing but the sky. In 1281, Kublai Khan launched the largest naval invasion the world had ever seen. His Mongol empire had already crushed China, Korea, and Persia. Now he wanted Japan. The Japanese had no army to match them, no navy to stop them. The Mongol fleet anchored in Hakata Bay and waited to strike, but the strike never came. The sky had other plans. Japan had already survived one Mongol invasion. This time Khan sent twice the force. 7 years earlier, in 1274, the Mongols had landed on Japanese shores. The Japanese fought back, barely. Khan returned with a second fleet, doubled the ships, doubled the men. Korean and Chinese soldiers packed into vessels not built for open ocean. They crossed the sea in formation, confident, unstoppable. Nothing in history had looked like this, except it was already falling apart from the inside. Disease, delays, a fleet rotting before it ever fought. For 36 hours the armada sat anchored, waiting for the order to advance. But the ships were overcrowded. Food was running low. Disease had begun spreading through the hulls. Commanders could not agree. The Japanese defenders watched from the shore, building walls, preparing for the worst. Every hour the Mongols waited was an hour Japan survived. And then the temperature dropped, and the wind began to turn. August 15th, 1244, one predicted, and no one survived. A massive typhoon tore into Hakata Bay with devastating force. Winds shredded sails, waves capsized ships. Vessels built for rivers were never meant for this. Men who had crossed half the world drowned within sight of the Japanese coast. The storm raged for 2 full days. When it finally passed, the water was filled with wreckage. 80% of the Mongol fleet was gone. Just like that, the most powerful empire on earth was defeated by weather, and Japan turned it into legend. Kublai Khan lost an estimated 100,000 men in those 2 days. He planned a third invasion, but it never launched. Japan remained the only major territory the Mongols never conquered. The Japanese looked at what had saved them and gave it a name: Kamikaze, the divine wind. A storm so perfectly timed it could only be explained as an act of the gods. 6 centuries later, Japan would use that same name again, for something far darker. But in 1281, it simply meant this: even the greatest empire in history could not fight the sky.